Yo, it's your boy Dean.
Tim.
Teran.
Another episode of the Dean's Office. Thank you again for locking in, listening. We appreciate the support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, do all that good stuff. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you can go.
Podcast,
Spotify. Yes, we do.
Anchor.
Yes, we everywhere you can get a podcast.
Tavar says if this video gets 50 likes, he'll give $50 to one of our random listeners. That's what he says. You got to raise that work or something. So
I got you. And we close to that 100. We at 93.9, 92.
Hey, no, for real. We'll all put in, if we get to 100 likes, we'll all put into a random person who comments on our video.
No, we don't want to. How about
We'll do a $100 giveaway if we get to $100.
And then
we'll figure out the details.
And let them pick somewhere we can get them money to, like a charity or something like that.
But then they will want it.
No, we want it.
It's the holidays.
It's holidays. It's for them. There we go. Once we reach 100, we got $100 for the person who posts
hard working. None of us rich up here. So
yeah, so it's gonna be valuable.
It's gonna be our gift to you for being a wonderful fan for us and helping us get to 100. So once again, $100 gift card to the person.
We sure we wanted 100 because he said 50 at first.
No, he
said the 50 for the 50 likes. But if we get to 100 subscribers, it's special.
100 subscribers for us.
All right, I got you. So we got a good one. It been brewing. There's a lot of feelings. Again, it's our community, so we're gonna discuss on it, see what it look like. Y'all, let's go. Tune in. Yo.
World, you're needed in the Dean's office.
So I know we've been jamming over the weekend. What popped off is Deion Sanders
prime time
has left the building. He left Jackson State University, and now he's gonna coach at Colorado University. It's their university. They're not state, right?
Colorado University. Yeah.
Colorado University, right?
In Boulder, Colorado.
So
home of the Buffaloes.
So as you imagine, as we know that with coaches, there's always a change. There's always a coach moving, leaving, but this one is a little different, right? This one's a little different because we kind of know that Deion meant a little something different than what the past than what we normally see as a coach, because he decided to do something that most people wanted to do, was scared to do. He decided to go to HBCU and coach.
Change the game. Yeah.
He changed the culture. He brought the light. He brought a light to a situation that most people we knew about, but we really didn't focus on. We knew that they was underfunded. They didn't have the same funds as a white university, predominantly white university. Mm-hmm. They know the football program more so, because I think education-wise, HBCUs are right up there with predominantly white university.
I mean, the quality of education, yes.
Yeah.
But the reason why HBCUs are harder because they're usually more expensive to attend. Because of lack of funding, and they're usually mostly private schools. I mean, the only ones I could think of that's state schools is FAMU.
There's a lot more.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, there's a lot more.
They got a lot of state schools?
There's a lot of state school, public school. They got a lot of public HBCUs and other.
In Florida?
Not in Florida.
Are they more accessible to go to? But they're not good. They're not. I don't want to offend any FAMU alums. But I've noticed with public HBCUs, they don't have the history, what you call it?
What you trying to?
Yeah, because it sounds like you're trying to find a way to insult them.
I'm not. So the academic prowess, they're not known for academics.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. One of the if you go to Howard University, that's one of the. It's not a private. I mean, it's not public.
But that's what I mean. My question is,
but even we know pharmacy. What else they have?
Pharmacy. They listen.
the pharmacy and law school. That's it. But everything else.
They got a business school that's pretty good. I could go down the list, dog. And the only reason I'm saying that is
because you the reason. See, people like you is what the misconception you have of HBCU.
Yeah, people like
it's
me.
the same.
Then I would have went to FAMU if I'd have known that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's not.
I told you about family when you was trying to go to college.
I didn't even know.
You just didn't want to go that far.
Because everybody thought FAMU in high school.
Everybody? No, not everybody. Just
Kayla, you recently left high school. What was the notion about people going to FAMU? And were they accepting smart people there?
No, that's not the perception it was.
Hold on, I'm asking. Do if someone like, oh, I got accepted to FAMU, what would be the response to their friends?
They jumping up for joy.
It would be like, everybody gets accepted to FAMU, right?
Nah, you by yourself on that one.
Yeah, dog. I'm telling you,
it's not at all.
Okay, times have changed because when I was in high school, this one girl.
So you trying to tell us from when he went to school, I went to school, it had a block-in where it was easy to get into school, and then it changed back when Kayla left.
So people was excited about FAMU when y'all was in school.
Yeah, yes, most of the kids most of the kids I went to school with went to FAM.
Yes.
Only the issue, the knock was when they went to TCC. No, when they went to TCC. That's what it is, right?
Yeah, Tallahassee Community College.
That's what the issue is because you screaming fam and we really know you went to TCC.
That was the problem.
Oh, maybe. And
then they tell you could have went to Miami-Dade.
So maybe
we went to Miami-Dade. Like what was y'all schools when you was graduating? Like where you know that people went to?
You getting ranked on by the smart people if you went to Miami-Dade, if you went to Bethune, if you went to FAMU.
But what schools they went to though?
You getting ranked on.
What schools they went to though?
I'm pretty sure people went there, but
no, but
the elitists of our class.
That's what I'm asking. You saying the elitists?
Oh, UF, Florida. They were like it was.
We had people go there too.
No, Florida but we State. Had a lot. Like I think we had a lot of people from my school go to the UF. Like,
you know why? Because UF had a great partnership with Carroll City.
Even FIU a little bit. People kind of shamed you a little bit on FIU.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, okay. I went to FIU.
I went to FIU,
yeah.
So
but and nobody knew what UCF was. So
nah. So what was so here was the controversy of it, right? Deion, you had two sides of it. You had the people that were saying that Deion did what he had to do at the school. He had a better opportunity. So why we tripping? Then you had some people saying, you know, he had opportunity for the culture, and he did the culture wrong. Like, what was your initial thought because they kind of was leaking that he was gonna go and because I think he did that to test the waters to see how they was gonna respond.
Man, the man was calling. He was already calling. His current staff was already calling recruits trying to get them to Colorado. But
no. But what I'm saying is, he knew where he was going, but I think he leaked it early. To where you know one of those situations.
Drive up the price, yeah.
Yeah, like one of those situations to where
he had three options. I wish I would have respected him more if he would have went to USF. To be honest with you, but
why
SF?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
It's more of in the black area. Got a little bit more black students.
They do.
Yeah,
boy, he went
white,
boy. He went white.
Man, they showed a picture of him introducing himself to the team. Like Snow White in there, man. No, but
they showed that he went to go talk to the team already.
Yeah,
he went to talk to that boy. They won the SWAC championship, and he got on a plane and went and left.
Oh yeah,
and he coming back to coach them in
the bowl game.
And it's not a bowl game. It's like
that. What he said?
Yeah, he coming back to coach them. Yeah, the coach.
Boy, see this. Oh man, I come. If I was a player, you couldn't. I would tell you, nah, I'm good. Stay where you at.
So here's why I was very.
But you know why he coming back? He really his son. But carry on.
I was very, 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 very disappointed.
Why?
Very disappointed.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you why.
That's why you got your hoodie on today because that's how disappointed about this.
That
topic?
and the Dolphins lost. The Hurricanes didn't qualify for a bowl game. UCF lost. It's like
they lost bad, man. To Tulane.
Yeah, it was.
But they going to a bowl game, all right?
They going to a bowl game.
Listen, not to say University of Tulane is garbage, but Tulane y'all lost to.
It's like FIU.
Yeah, I wouldn't. We lost to Navy, so Navy only a 4-win team.
Oh, okay. Usually Navy pretty good, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But I was very, very disappointed. And this is why. Deion Sanders went to JSU, and not only did he bring popularity to them, he brought kids that would have gone to D1 schools and probably would have done well too. He got like 4 stars, 5 stars. And the reason why that was so important was they was breaking the, thinking or the paradigm,
Stereotype.
or the stereotype that if you go to HBCU, you can't go to the league, right? You don't get enough exposure. You won't get enough money, all this other stuff. You won't get developed correctly, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. So when it was the number 1 recruit last year that went there. And he was like, I'm going there so I can break. And I'm pretty sure this is what Deion sold him. I'm going there so I can blaze my own path because it's bigger than me. That man had a scholarship to
Florida State. He actually decommitted from Florida State.
He decommitted from Florida State. He could have went to Florida State. He could have went to Alabama. He could have went to all these schools, but he chose Deion because Deion sold him on being a trailblazer, right? And then the man in the interview say, of course I want to be a corner, so I want to be coached up by the best, which is Deion. So Deion is responsible for that young man for being there, right? Pretty much. Now, take it a little bit further. In order for Deion to have proved, 1, that he was right, 2, make sure that it does happen for this man, because this man was a 5-star recruit. He could have went anywhere. So you want to make sure it happens. You don't want to put it in nobody else's hand. Look, you're the reason why I'm here. I'm going to make sure you're successful and make it to the NFL. That's why I told your parents I'm going to see it through. His first year being there, he gone. So anything can happen now. They could get a new regime, change the scheme. Somebody else can be like, nah, Deion promised you this, but I ain't going to promise you that, whatever the case may be. Like, everything could go wrong. To me, he should have saw through. And not only that 5-star recruit, he had another receiver that was the number 4 receiver in the country named Tevin Coleman. He was a 4-star receiver. He went there and said the same thing. He said, be coached by the best, whatever the case may be. And I know this because he was supposed to come to the Canes, and he's flipped at the last minute. But anyway.
Good thing he didn't.
Yeah, good thing he didn't come to
that's another story. But go ahead. One of these days we got to talk sports.
But he didn't finish the drill because he didn't prove that you can make it to, like, we've seen people go obviously to the league without like get drafted first round, whatever. But
it haven't been a player from. It haven't been a player from an HBCU drafted in the first round in a long time.
Okay, but that's what there you go.
Like, so, I think back from when they had segregation, I think it is. That's how long.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, he did a lot. Like, he opened up a combine for them. He got exposure. The only thing that was missing, I think, was a TV deal.
I think he got one for one of those HBCU channels that play HBCU games or something.
I didn't even know it was an HBCU channel. But listen,
BET usually have it.
When last time you watched BET?
No, but I'm just saying those. Okay. It is successful TV.
Yeah, but that was my thing. I was like, he should have stayed there and saw it through the end. Because now you made that man a promise and you ain't go through on your promise. That's the one part. Second part is sustained success at that level would have prompted other schools to try to match his success and would have gotten more competitive, and that would have helped the HBCU sport in the long run. You get what I'm saying? Because that other coach who was his rival, imagine that would have been a rival like a Nick Saban and whoever. Nick Saban and I don't know who Nick Saban rival is. He probably don't got none. Back it up. Steve Spurrier and Bobby Bowden type of rival. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he should have just stayed longer. He should have stayed longer and saw it through. Like, I know he been there for 2-3 years, or whatever the case may be. Took them from being a
no-name.
A 3 or 4. I didn't even know who Jackson State was until Deion got there.
I mean, I knew because I had somebody who worked in my office. He graduated from there, and he was doing our master's at FIU. That's the only reason I heard about Jackson State University.
That's my thing. But yeah, that was my initial reaction.
You want to go? No, I think for me, I looked at it that way as well, because when you make a commitment to people, and it's hard to say, you know what, I did commit you in the beginning, now it's time for me to move on, right? I know it's hard to say, but in life, when we've been taught about this, there's a season for everything, right? I believe, in his mind, he went in there, accomplished what he wanted to do. It probably happened a little faster than he wanted to, and then he was like, you know what, I reached that ceiling, what's next? The only thing it would have taken him a longer time for them to get in the FBS, be considered really good in the FBS. It would have taken him a while to get in there. to get known, nationally known, and all this other good stuff. And I think he got there. 2 years they won the SWAC championship because of him, right? Players are start coming out. HBCUs are start getting recognized now. So that's what he wanted to do. So when you even when you work on the job, you realize you've done everything you can. What's the next thing you do? You try to either get a promotion or do what? Go find another job because you felt like you did everything you're supposed to do. Like I said, I don't know the whole situation. I love the way he talked to the students. I love the way he had them. They played with him not because only his football knowledge, because how much he cared for him. And I think that's the part that kills a lot of people because many people saw him as that father figure to those people who was coming there, right? The discussions that he had. He's like, I'm a player coach. I make sure they're doing this. I'm playing music to make sure they get acclimated and they understand they want to go out there and fight for me and do all this other stuff when it comes to the game. And I think that's the disappointment part because it's like, okay, you say you do all this, we're going to do all this, but how can you do this if you leave me? And now we go back into what they call the abandonment thing again. It's like, I came here because you said you was going to look out for me. I needed that father figure. Now it's gone. But then when you look at Deion Sanders' side, it's like, listen, man, I did all I had to do. There's nothing left.
And I bet you, and I don't like speak ill on anybody, but I don't think he's gonna be that successful at Colorado.
You don't think so? Why not?
I think he overhyped. Deion had good players last year on his roster, and he lost the same bowl game that he about to go play right now. He lost by a large margin.
The first year, right?
No,
the second year. The second year was there.
Yeah, the second year he was there. He had a lot of good players, and he lost. This year he was good, and he did a little bit better, whatever the case may be. But that's because he was the only team with 4 and 5 stars. You know what I'm saying? Imagine other teams being just as competitive as he is on their level. The only thing that people are afraid of is his ability to recruit. But I wouldn't be that afraid of that because you need more nowadays than just the gift of gab. You need money. And that's probably why he went to Colorado. They probably got money to give
To buy
the recruits or whatever.
now.
But
because I think that
The NIL deal, that's what it's called?
yeah, I think that held a lot of. I think that kind of limited him to a recruiting because a lot of those kids was like, yeah, I get what you're saying. You are Deion. Cause like even Nick Saban was tripping because what's his name? What's
Travis Hunter?
Not Bobby Bowden. What's the one that went to that's at Texas A&M? Jimbo Fisher, because he literally flipped the whole top 10 and brought him to Texas.
But you see how that's working?
But what I'm saying is he flipped them because we knew he flipped them because now there's money involved, and in Texas they'll pay if they willing to pay for their high schools, they're gonna pay for their schools to be good. So
yeah, they will.
So I think Deion was hitting that wall. But this is my perspective. When I saw it, right, and I got both sides of it. I seen because he did get Jackson State facilities upgraded.
Yep.
They feel upgraded. But what I'm saying is he did it. His impact. There was an impact of him being there because he did get things upgraded. He did get some deals come in. I don't know those because remember he had some deals like with Nike or was Nike or one of them thing was with the school. I don't know if that deal lasts.
Barstool, yeah, he had
Barstool. I don't know if that stays with the school when he leave or it was with Deion. That's why when people were saying how much he was getting paid, I knew it wasn't. They were saying he got paid $300,000 from the school, which that month the school wasn't paying him. The endorsement was paying him. That's where he was really getting his money from. That's why he was able to give that money back to the school and build. I think he built a weight room and other stuff within the facility. That's how come he was able to help upgrade it. So he did do some good things for it, right? But as I was looking through these things, I seen the perspective and I thought about it too. They said, like you even said it too when we was talking about it. You said Deion brought a light to Jackson State, right? To HBCU. But I think it's the other way around. I think HBCU brought the light to Deion, right? Because think about it. In the past 3 years, how often we was talking about Deion because he was doing this for the HBCU. I think if Deion was still a commentator or he was still just doing a regular job, we wouldn't be talking. He wouldn't be trending. His name wouldn't be out there, right? You think he wouldn't even get a coaching job? I think the light that because what happened was you had two lights, right? That was bright by themselves, but when you put it together, it's even brighter. Because people celebrate HBCU because a lot of the video they showed you with him dancing with the HBCU, and they have that's how HBCUs are, right? All he did was bring a light to show that, and then they HBCU light show was, hey, look at this coach down here partying with this our community. We got a real bona fide legend with us in the community, and I think those two lights came together and it helped both of them because now the HBCU brought light. They showed some of the games on HB. What was this? The Orange Bowl. What game we went to? Jackson. The awesome Orange
we
Blossom.
ain't going to ever again. In life.
The Orange Blossom. No, if it's next year, I'm going. I still want to go.
Even in the sun?
No, it gotta be the tickets gotta be where the tickets at. I'm not gonna sit in the sun again. But what I'm saying is I will still go. But that was a light. Now that was on TV. Deion was that made media say, you know what, let's go ahead and look at HBCU because Deion was able to do that. But that environment that we depicted, Deion didn't bring that to HBCU. That was already there. You might think he brought it, but that's how it was anyway. That's how it flipped. Yeah, he brought up attendance at the school, and I think now that he brought up the attendance, I think now the alumni and the people that go to school gonna be a little bit more faithful because they got put on the spot. Because when Deion was like, look at this, nobody's here, right? It kind of put them on the spot to say, you know what, we need to support our school and stuff like that. So I think for me, I think it was a both combination. Right, to where Deion had something to give, and the HBCU had something to give. Because now it was showing the light. They showing you, like you said, he was beating teams. He was 25-5 or something like that, right? Somewhere around that way in his record. And that gave them other people like, you know what, we can hire that coach. Okay, he might be a good coach. He bringing recruits. Oh, we take that. So now that gave them an opportunity to celebrate them. So now he can go get this job, even though I think the Colorado job is not a good job. Wouldn't have Colorado really been good?
Colorado, it's been a while, right? Because Colorado it's been a while since they've been one of those top tier teams, and they got the money and the money recruit people saying they always had that.
I think it's just a bag. I think he chased the bag too. I think it was $5 million. So what he
I don't think it was just
Deion would have got more. Trust me, if Deion would have came back to at that school, he could have got the deal. So when them deals come into that school, he was getting a percentage of it. He would have got more than $5 million. I don't think it's money.
There's no way. That man probably got $5 million. And he got a recruiter.
You think? Listen,
probably.
What I'm saying, no, the recruiting budget might be different. The money that he can give, what I'm saying is the money that he can have for himself. I don't think it was that big of a difference because Barstool. He had to deal with Barstool prior to going to to Jackson State. He had a show with Barstool, and he increased it when he said, "I will let you come in and record the school," and that's his deal with Barstool. So he already had the money. That's what I'm saying. I don't think the difference of money he would have been making if you check his income tax. I don't think now that he making $5 million, I don't think he was that far off, if not making the same.
That's still $5 million he was making.
What I'm saying is,
I get what you're saying. It's like the example you're saying is like the whole D Wade, LBJ, and Chris Bosh. When D Wade said, "I'll get D Wade," and LBJ was like, you know what? Instead of getting paid $30 million a year, I get paid $24 million a year because I know I can make it up in endorsements, and my deal would be $30. But Chris Bosh had to be paid $30 million. Because he didn't have that much endorsement, so that's when he came. I get what you mean, like the outside of the university directly paying him. I get it. However, he did still increase the university paying him $5 million, and on top of that, now he has a bigger budget for a better staff, right? He can add analysts, right? Because he probably didn't have that many analysts at his school. It probably just the coaches doing everything. They probably had the game plan. They probably had to set up the field. They probably had to go recruit. It's a small school. So you ain't got analysts and trainings and a recovery team and all the other stuff. Colorado University does. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, he did it for money and resources.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling you. I don't think he did it for money, period. I think he did it more for resources. Because the money gap, The money, because again, it's different. The school ain't prestigious enough for you to say, I don't care with the money. You get what I'm saying? Because Colorado.
Oh, I don't know about that, bro.
No, hold on. Let me ask you a question. If Colorado was there, right? Because this all his option was. That's what he not selling. If Colorado was there,
Colorado,
hold on. If Colorado was there in Clemson,
Cincinnati.
If Colorado was there,
Cincinnati, University of Cincinnati.
If Colorado was in there, right? If Colorado and Clemson was there, Colorado was gonna pay him $5 million, and Clemson was gonna give him $2 million. What school he was going to? Clemson. Because the school is school. That's what I'm saying. It's a powerhouse. Because even Nick Saban, think about it. If your son was the top player in the country, what school would you tell him to go to? Who put?
Stupid.
You would hold on now. Hold on. You saying you would tell your son go to UM over Alabama, where they put 15 kids every year. They put in 15 kids in the NFL, to where you would literally you would advise your son to go to UM over Alabama.
Bring the crib, make the crib great again.
No, I mean I understand what you're saying.
Ain't no way.
For me also, right? I was also
you say that. That's a fan. But I bet you TJ got offers to them school. You going to school that gonna get him to the league.
But just to look at it another way, because you can look at it good and all of that stuff. I also saw it as a way of now increasing black coaches in those type of schools. And you can do your eyes like this all you want, right? Think about it. I know one person, like I work at the school, and one person was saying how she wanted to join the club, but she don't feel like she had a voice, right?
What club?
It's a club that she wanted to be a part of. Every
it's a top
college
club. Relax,
listen,
dog. You can't tell you.
No, I'm saying
just know it's a club.
at when you go to universities, you can have different clubs and stuff like that.
Alpha Kappa Psi?
I'm not talking about a fraternity. That's a club, right? Different. Just listen
Bro,
to what I'm
just
saying,
let
sir.
him.
No, the reason I asked
it's top. Relax.
We can't know. This as an example, right? She said when she go to the clubs that particular meeting, she don't feel like she's being heard because the higher ups, right, the secretary, whatever, the boards are mostly predominantly white or Hispanic. So she felt like she's not getting heard. So she said, "How can I make an impact or make my voices heard?" Right? You're looking at me crazy. So I was like, you know what? The best thing you can do is if you join that club, bring 4 or 5 or 6, 7, 8 people to in the club with you. Right? So how can you turn it around? When y'all start running for each other, y'all the majority now. So you start voting in and creating it, then you change the dynamics of the club. Right?
Karen would be upset.
Right? But I'm just saying they'll be upset, but that's how you do. And then if you can't do that, what's the next step you can do? Create your own. But you can't create your own team because there's no more schools out there to create your own schools. So how can you do it? Go in there, change the dynamics of it, right? By bringing more and more people in to help you coach and stuff.
I get your point, and I understand what you're saying. But you're saying to assimilate to the white man. We don't want to.
What do you mean? How's that assimilating to the white man?
It sound like assimilating to me.
So what I was saying was the reason why I say Deion fell short is his purpose. We finally found. I hate to put it this way, but he's like the messiah of bringing up HBCU.
No, he would have been the Black Panther at HBCU.
The Black Panther. I won't use messiah. I say Black Panther because it can change. It's interchangeable with messiah. You can't. That's it. No, I'm saying like think of it this way: the savior, right? He was there because what was the thing? HBCUs dying. All they was closing at a fast rate. Nobody's paying attention. Now, when will people pay attention? When talent goes there, right? Mm-hmm. He was bringing talent to HBCUs. Imagine him would have continued bringing. Imagine this happening. He's so successful. Somebody on his staff get hired at another HBCU school. He know the formula. Now he doing it. Boom. Now somebody else get hired at, just like Nick Saban, right? Nick Saban was so successful. The coach for Michigan State was under Nick Saban. The coach for Miami under Nick Saban. The coach for Georgia under Nick Saban. The coach for Tennessee, no, he wasn't under Nick Saban. The one for under Texas under Nick Saban.
Oh, dude, Lane Kiffin was.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss under Nick Saban. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, but he was good at Alabama though. He was good at Alabama.
What I'm saying is he could have been
the person that changed the whole dynamic.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why that's not that philosophy or that path wouldn't work for HBCUs, because the thing that HBCU need is a star, and I'm gonna tell you he did. It's not that bringing somebody from your staff; it's bringing other people. So I'm gonna tell you, Eddie George.
I was just about to bring him.
He had Tennessee State, right?
I think it's Tennessee State or something.
Right, Tennessee State. Hugh Jackson, who was a not good NFL quarterback. I mean, coach, but he was there. He coached in the NFL. He's at Grambling State now, right?
And doing bad.
Nah, they not good. I'm saying I don't know their record, but what I'm saying is he did what you did is what they did was they brought the notoriety to the coaching. So with Eddie George was the same thing, because Eddie George he won a Heisman, didn't he?
I believe
he was in the run up or he won. I'm not sure if he won or not.
While he was Ohio State, I'm trying to understand what happened.
I think but anyway, he was an NFL player, so he coming back. Because again, a lot of those jobs don't get looked at, because if I'm the potential of an Eddie George or Deion Sanders, I could make more money doing other things than coaching at a school that's only gonna pay me $150,000 a year. So what I'm saying is, what Deion was, the formula Deion showed, if he'd have just stayed with a little longer, is if you had prominent coaches and players come back and coach. Because look, how many people went to Jackson State locker room and talked to people? You had Rick Ross. You had, like, you name it, was out there. So now that's more notoriety. People coming out, you selling out. Just think about it. If you have a stadium, it's all sold out. Think about if you buying they merchandise. That's a way to get funded. So now the school have to make because I seen this point too. The school have to make the decision now. We just got an increase of $30 million, right? How much do we value sports over education? Because we got that money in, because those other schools, like the Alabamas, when they school bring in $300 million from the football program, right? They allocate it throughout the school, but they still have enough to give to the football program. They do. If you look at the schools, they, like a lot of the other sports, it's supported by the fact that Alabama bringing so much money. So what I'm saying is, Jackson State might have got that influx of $30 million, and instead of putting it back into the football program, they decided to say, you know what, we'll probably invest in our science program. We might, because we value education more, which most HBCU do. They value their education more than they do sports. That's why you see they don't put in much of a budget into it. So now, what the model he set was, are we willing as HBCU dedicated to putting money back into the program? Because if I'm asking you as a president of a school, if you got an influx of $50 million, are you going to put 40 of that back into the program and build up a facility, or are you going to put it into the school?
I'm keep on feeding my cash cow.
So you
but
granted, but what I'm saying is, you knowing that it's Deion, that he might not be there in a year or two. Because I'm pretty sure he expressed that to the higher ups, that when he had that conversation with them, I'm pretty sure he expressed to them that this is not something he want to be like what's the dude from Grambling State, the old guy,
Eddie something.
Yeah, man, he used him as a stepping stone. I get it. He got him a little bit or whatever.
Would you put that money back in, knowing that he gonna leave? Is what I'm asking you.
Yeah, I would still. I would still do it, because that can be your cash cow. And your cash cow, once it's taken care of and it's a well-oiled machine and it's going by itself, it can start taking care of other places. I definitely, if I would have got that influx to start dropping bags on the science department, no, I wouldn't.
So now that's what I think. That's the blueprint of it, because now if you bring stars in there, if you get recruits in there, you can get the TV deals.
Because hold on. So, and here's another thing that he could have done, right? He could have gotten alumni to get back a little bit more.
I think they starting to do that. They were starting to do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he could have. You see what he did with the attendance there? It was one game they showed, it was blank, but then after a while,
it was the first home.
But you know the good thing that we all know, when you win, people come to your games. And that's what started happening.
Yeah,
he started winning, and once he started winning, people was like, you know what, let me go check this out to see how it is. And understanding, Was they a great team when you look at them?
They didn't play good competition, and his son is not as a good quarterback from what I saw.
First of all, we're gonna see what's gonna go.
He leaving. The son gone. He was at Colorado with his dad. You ain't going to another school if you ain't going there. And I think if you look at the video, I seen when he won, his son knew it was done, but his son was like this. Cause
two sons on that team.
Yeah, the environment. Cause his son left Texas. No, what it was? It was one school. His son left a D1 school and came. Huh?
FAU.
It wasn't FAU.
He was at FAU.
Oh, his son was at FAU.
No, you mixing them up. Shador got a offer to FAU and he pulled it. No, the older son, which is a safety, was at another D1 school, a Power 5 D1 school, and he left. And then he came. The quarterback, the youngest son, had already committed to FAU, and then he left to go with his dad. But what I'm saying is that his sons, because his daughter at Jackson too now, playing volleyball or basketball, one of them sports. So what I'm saying is, they know the environment's gonna be different. I don't care what nobody say. Deion is not gonna replicate what he was getting at the HBCU at a Colorado because they got
I don't see him having success.
They have a culture. They have a culture there. I don't care. You come in here and you telling me a football team of say you got a football team and say 45 is black and the rest white, because in Colorado they go get them big white linemen, right? So now you got that 45 is not going to change the whole culture. Yeah, they might have a little bit more black parties or a little bit more black events, but it's not going to change the culture of a school where it's predominantly white. So you're not going to get the same feel, the same jubilation that you've been getting when you was at an HBCU. So that part of it, and people saying Prime going to bring it to it, I get all that, right? So what's the difference is, what the difference of what he's saying, he going to bring, like how you said Travis Hunter, he going to Colorado too. Shador, he going, is the same 5-star receiver, 4 receiver you was talking about, he going, they all going to leave. He already mentioned the transfer portal to them. So they leaving. So I don't think that. I think it's just the other kids.
He told them don't. He said don't go.
No, but what I'm saying is,
that's what he told him in the speech.
He said don't go because the transfer portal, which it is, going to be crowded. Tomorrow's the first day that recruits actually.
No, but he can't say on TV. He got to tell him that because you know why I'm not going to? Because think about it, bro. He had Jackson State. Although he recruited good, there's still a lot of kids. Their level of skill is for Jackson State. So he don't want to tell you, come on and transfer portal, and he's saying to himself, no, I got some 5-star kids over there. Y'all don't come over there because you're not going to play.
What was Colorado record this year?
They fired their coach, so that should tell you.
Nah, but I think they was trashed the year before, and I think they only won 2 or 3 more games. I think last year they was 1 and something, and this year they was whatever. They haven't been good. They fired him.
But I do want to give kudos to Colorado. I mean, we call it a white school, but I think 3 of the last 4 coaches were black.
Or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
They actually on the FBS team. I think they hired the most black head coaches in the FBS team. So Boulder might be the hood. We don't know. You got to visit.
You know what that just shows to show that they give an opportunity.
Yeah,
but not only they give opportunity, but they put you on a short list because it's like. Because think about it, those top tier schools, how long did it take a coach to actually build things up, though? Like, look at this grace period. How much grace period are they going to give Mario Cristobal in the University of Miami?
Not a good example because they paid him too much money and UNO don't got that much money. They stuck with him for a long time. He got
at least about 4 years.
He got 4 years.
You think he got 4 years?
Yeah.
He got 4 years.
And the better example is Madar Willie Taggart. So let me tell you what happened with Willie.
When he went to FSU?
When he went to FSU. Madar had 3 years. He was recruiting okay. On the 3rd year, he was like 5 or something. Boom, fired.
No, he had 3 years. He had that long at Florida State?
No, 2 years.
2 years. That's
I think they fired him the next year.
Yeah, 2 years. 2 years.
The grace period.
This white coach, he was in bowl eligible. And then on his 3rd year, boom, started doing well. Like, they don't get that same grace. And then now, Michigan State, they gave that black coach all that money. It was good the year they gave him all the money. This year it wasn't good. Now somebody leaked that he got a $100,000 bonus and he had the option to spread it among his staff, which he didn't.
For real?
Yeah, somebody leaked that. So somebody coming for his head.
No,
But you know what? They did that thing.
With Herm Edwards. Somebody on the staff
was giving the other team to play, so they know, so they have a losing record.
And this was Deion coming. This the type of
this what he
no, but they did it to Deion already. They brought up the fact that he had a school, his own school, where it's for athletes, and it failed. I don't know. They had like a reality show with it too, because he had a couple of kids that were staying in a house that he brought in, because he had an older son that played football as well.
No, but I think going back to what you're saying is black coaches out in those PWIs and all those other stuff. You got a short list, and you got to be winning as fast as you can and do the best you can. So that's what I know. Deion is finna jump into this.
That boy finna. Let me tell you something. That boy finna get fired.
Who, Deion?
It's gonna be 3 years of being bad. Cause who is Colorado in the division with? That's the Big Ten.
I don't know, but I know. I think
the Pac-12.
I don't know. I think they play against Nebraska. They play with I forgot which one it is. We should know this. We watch football all the time. You know, and the crazy part is, I think they might hold on a little bit to Deion Sanders because why? He got a big time name, right?
They fine.
No, he got a big time name. He's not the regular.
That boy got 3 years.
Listen, well, 3 years is good. It should be enough to get you to the point where you can start winning record. He's not like the average other black coach. Like, we don't know who they are. This is Deion Sanders.
Look at that. What is it? Man, I put CO and Colorado came up first thing.
First thing, because you know why? They trended.
Yeah, he bringing a name to it.
So you know what's going to do now? That's going to bump up his recruiting now because of he just going.
But I think the controversy helped Deion though.
Yeah,
because I think if he'd have left Jackson State and everybody,
they're in the Pac-12.
Yeah,
a little bit easier.
Yeah. I think if he'd
You
have
got USC, you got Oregon,
and UCLA in there too, right?
you got Utah.
but they usually good though.
The Pac-12
USC and Oregon. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that I think the controversy helped him, because now you're gonna have people that feel like what he's saying. Oh man, because I seen the first thing people were like, oh man, we as black people we hold each other down. It's like when someone do something, they just want us all to shut up and say, okay, we agree. Mm-hmm. Which I explained in another episode. Like no race, no one group all agree on something. We can have this discussion about, hey, Deion, we felt like you was wrong. We felt like you should have did things differently. We can have that discussion and not be hating or tearing him down. We just don't agree with his thing. Nobody's saying we hate Deion. Nobody's saying cancel Deion. Nobody's saying Deion ain't a great player. Nobody's saying that. We're discussing the incident or the moment of what's happening right now and saying Deion, we don't agree. And I think that's the problem where you have a side where it's like, yeah, nah, get your money, because that's the first thing they put in black people face, money. Think about Fubu. Fubu could have been a great black company. What he did, no, I'm telling you, because they bought Fubu out. I don't know who it was. And when did I say you seen Fubu? They bought Fubu was
for us by us. You know who that is, Kayla? You know what
Fubu is?
See, the fact that this generation don't even know what Fubu is. Fubu was a for us by us. It was a black-owned clothing company that was. I'm telling you,
they were making shoes,
platinum
jackets,
Fubu too.
Everything.
Man, what I'm just saying, and they bought. I forgot what company bought Fubu out, and they just basically bought it out to stop producing it. So. I think Deion had
cross colors. Man, I think
Deion had the opportunity right now. If he'd have if he had a couple more years into where he could have went against Alabama, he could have went against Clemson and beat them. Right?
Why he was at Jackson State?
Now, why he's at Jackson State and he's recruiting those kids. So now he's taking these 5 stars and top 10 players coming, because now once Trevor Hunter and all them other kids get drafted in the first round, they went to Jackson State. No. They gone. I'm just saying, if he'd have stayed, right, and waited till that class, say he would have had 4 kids from Jackson State drafted in the first, second round of the draft, he would have more recruiting tools to where he would have more recruiting power to where you can come to my school and I can promise you going to the NFL. I know NFL people. I know the personnel in all these organizations. So now when you what Alabama and all them did, because you seen when he took Travis Hunter, Nick Saban down talk him. Think about it. Nick Saban and him have a commercial, and he still down talk Deion like, nah, you can't do that. That's not fair. So now they seen the establishment that's set up to put us that capitalize off black bodies. Hold on, Terrell.
Yeah, the white men.
No, I'm talking about the system. If you look at college football. College football and basketball is the only sport where you cannot capitalize of your skill. Baseball, if you want to go to draft, boom, boom, you can leave. You can literally go from baseball to NFL. I mean, to the MLB if you want to and get that money. But football and basketball, where it's predominantly black, they're controlling, telling you no, you can't do that because you're gonna lose your money. You're not gonna do whatever you want to do. But they're telling other sports can work. We can't. You get what I'm saying? So it was setting up. So just imagine if we as an HBU say we're gonna take back our kids, right? We gonna dominate. We gonna have control of it. We gonna tell the kids we don't care what you do making the money. You can go ahead and if you make money, you get money, you can do that. Like now, everybody complaining about the IL deal. Everybody complaining about the transfer portal. They're going to give you these statistics and saying most kids who transfer don't have a number. But who cares? They like, oh, they not at a school. What's the importance of an education to me if I'm not even here for the education? Most kids only go to college because they forced. But we as a black saying, well, you there, so you got to take advantage. If I'm not, school is not for me. And if you telling me I got to get tutors and all this to fight just to get a passing grade in home economics, school ain't for me. I'm only here for football. But y'all telling me I have to be a part of school, right? So now what that do is that controls me. If you tell me you have to be here, but to play football, what you gonna do? You're gonna do what I say because I need to have the school. This is my only avenue for football, so I have to be here, right? So Deion had the opportunity to where, not saying he was gonna change it. So now just think about if we as HBCU said, you know what? We're going to get most of our kids. We're going to get the TV deals because we got the players. We going on. Now, you know what? We're not going to follow what these other Power Fives doing. We're not going to follow what the NCAA doing. We're going to do it our way. These are our kids. These are our people. We're going to do it. They get nervous. So what they did was they go to Deion. The one person that they seen that actually can make a impact in the system was Deion. And what they did was they ain't even offer him a good school. Right? If Deion is who we saying Deion is, if everybody's saying Deion could do this, you don't think other schools, there was other schools open. Yeah, remember TCU was open.
But no matter who you are, you still got to put in your dues.
Exactly. No,
like he look, but I'm saying
just Saturday.
No, but I mean
that's different.
That's
no, it's totally different.
We know that I give that. But what I'm saying is, most coaches, even white coaches, you got to go to like a Group of 5 school first, like a Memphis. Attended like one of those schools, Tulane.
No,
UC,
hold on, but listen to what I'm saying. Name me a coach that got the pedigree of Deion. So now, what I'm saying is,
as a player, none.
No,
but he's one of one.
No, but that's what I'm saying. This is what you sell. Listen, hear what I'm saying. Y'all we selling me on. Deion ain't never coached no college football in his life, right? They said you're going to now you in college. You have the opportunity to coach, right? Nobody said we scared of Deion as a coach. Oh man, he gonna coach these kids up. What they was telling us is because he's Deion and he can relate to these kids, and we know who he is, he gonna do what he is, blah blah blah. Because the number one thing in college is recruiting. Then it come coaching. I don't care what nobody tell me, right? Because I don't care how good of a coach you is. You got sorry kids, it ain't gonna work, right? Or kids that's not as good. So what I'm saying is, if Deion, right, if you say you was Clemson, you got all the resources at your feet. You got 10 analysts for one kid. You got all the resources, right? And I come to you and say, I got a coach that can go to any kid's any kid's home and get their kids because he's this guy. We all know who he is. You no matter how you feeling, you gonna say, you know what? You gonna take why not? What's the difference?
Because let me tell you why they scared. Because Willie Taggart ruined it for everybody. Willie Taggart is what you
come on, Terrell. Willie Taggart don't compare nowhere to Deion.
What are you talking in recruiting?
Yeah, yes,
really.
No, he don't.
Willie Taggart. I'm gonna name you the coaches that did what you talked about, just like how Deion is winning people room and was able. Willie Taggart. The guy that's on the UM staff right now, the black coach with the bald head, Charlie Strong.
What school he was at?
Louisville.
What school? What
USF?
Well, okay, all right. So what I'm okay.
University of
yes.
Florida.
Listen, right. So he didn't. You missing my point. He didn't have. He might have went into the rooms, but why the door was open? Because it was Florida. It was a matter of fact. Louisville came around and started snatching up the Florida kids, and they jumped up in name too, right? They opened the door. What I'm saying is Deion himself is a door opener, right? Because what they telling you is Deion could have been coaching at was AAU, SAU. What's the thing called?
Arizona State.
No, the little ones that's around in Florida now. I think it's JUCO. It's in the building somewhere. It's off in the cut. ASU.
Just use DeVry. They got a football team.
Okay, so DeVry. So they telling you, Deion is saying, hey, you come to DeVry. Because of who I am, I get people out here to look at you. Well, I'm telling you, if you have a coach that's good enough to bring kids to DeVry, right? And if I'm Alabama, not Alabama because they good, you got a Clemson or whoever, Florida State, I got all the resources, and you telling me this guy that's good enough to get at least 3-5 stars to go to DeVry. If he get behind my resources, we would have to turn kids away. We would have to just go down the top 10 list and tell them we don't want you.
But what
I'm saying is, if you have somebody at that power and they're not even willing to give you, they're not even willing to talk to him, that shows you they understand that they don't want. Because again, if he has that much power, now he's under. Because think about it, if I have all these resources, I have this power. Now it's not the school no more. The school name is not there.
But I'm all for the fact that they may be trying to clip someone, the black people from getting.
I don't mean. See, you saying color. I don't. Even if Deion was white, is what I'm saying. The fact that if Deion go to a school and the only reason we associated with that school is because of him, now Clemson name is, now you take the Clemson name off and you had a power.
I'm gonna tell you no. I'm gonna tell you why it's no. You have to, in the coaching world, in order for you to get a solidified job, you have to be proven in college coaching. Like I found, like the people that they hire was somewhere winning before. If Deion, if he would have got 5 recruits, 3 whatever recruits coming to the HBCUs, it wasn't until this year when he was undefeated that people were starting saying, "Hey, we want you to come over." Deion was at that school 3 or 4 years, right?
3 years. This was his 3rd.
Yeah, and then people are, he's proven he won. Boom. Other schools, when you at a group of 5 and you win, they don't care. Boosters know that you can hire recruiters. The head coach don't have to be an all-star recruit. You think Nick Saban is the best?
Yes.
Wait,
yes.
Hold on, wait.
The reason why I'm not, hold on, before you finish, I want to say this. The reason why I haven't used Nick Saban in any example, right? Because Nick Saban is the outlier. Every school he went to, he won. Right? Every school he went to. So Nick Saban is bigger than Alabama. I can promise you. If Nick Saban leave, and that's what they don't want. They don't want another Nick Saban. Because if Nick Saban, why do you think they pay Nick Saban what, $15 or $12 million a year now? Hold on, let me finish one, and then you can get into it. Because Nick Saban is bigger than Alabama now. So if Nick Saban decided to say, I don't want to continue with this contract and leave, I can promise you, Nick Saban will have that same success wherever school he go to, because it's Nick Saban, and I know you sit here and talk about UM, but if you telling me I got a coach that puts in 15 kids in the NFL every year, I'm going where he going no matter where he going.
And that's the point I'm getting to when it says proven. Nick Saban is proven because he won, and then he put kids into the NFL. If Deion
how many other people like? So you said how many people like Deion? I mean, like Nick Saban? Nobody.
No, none. I mean in terms of winning, but you've had other success. You had Dabo Swinney. You have Jimbo Fisher.
Dabo Swinney, hold on, man. If Dabo just like Jimbo Fisher, he won at Florida State, went to Texas A&M, but did not recruit. He was there 3 years before he got this class here. Was not able to recruit at the same level. Only when they started, we knew they paid. I don't care what nobody want to say.
No, but he
was there 3 years.
Yeah, and Texas A&M didn't have a class lower ranked less than top 3 or top 4 when he was there. He done recruit. But
the same level of recruitment was not the same as what I'm saying. Texas A&M had a high recruit level before him.
They did not.
Yes, they did. Go look at it. Yeah. Terrell, when Johnny Manziel. Okay, go ahead.
They wasn't.
I'm telling you. Yes, the same schools are the same schools that's in the top recruiting class. Tell me who's different.
Texas A&M wasn't there. The usual suspects that are there is Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, and Alabama. Usually.
So
with occasional Michigan, Oregon thrown in there somewhere.
But that's what I'm saying. Those schools are there because listen what I'm saying, because this is the part you missing. If my school is in the top 10 every year, right? Right? If every year, regardless of the fact my school is in the top 10 of recruiting, what makes the change is two things. The person you got in charge and the success you have. The only way you have success if you got the kids. So what I'm saying is if Deion went to Michigan, right?
And if he can recruit,
hold
but if
on.
he don't win, he'll get fired.
No, but listen, what I'm saying, Terrell, listen, you missing me. If Deion go to, because again, we give you grace period. We taking color out of it or anything. We giving you a 3-year grace period. If my school is at a 7 and I'm Michigan, I'm every year in the top 10 anyway, but I'm at a 7 and I need to get ahead of Alabama. Deion is the key to get me over Alabama.
No, he is not.
Yes.
Tavares, I'm telling you, recruit. My point of bringing all that up. This is my point. I get what you're saying that Deion can be the next Nick Saban, but he could be impactful. What I'm trying to tell you is a school would not hire you based on the fact that you are.
No, because you're not. It's two different. Because you didn't ask. I didn't ask you would he get hired. He hired already.
Okay,
they hired. What I'm saying is Nick Deion once he did. We know he got a whole year. He ain't coming to have no. He started recruiting. I can promise you, if Michigan is at 10 and they land Deion, he dropped. They gonna jump from 10 to out of 1, 2, or 3. Maybe. Just with Deion, but that's what I'm. But what I'm saying is, if I'm a school and I need to get my competitive edge, I know it's recruiting to get you back to the top. Because now all it does is if we jump to the third spot, right, and we still losing, because once you lose, you're gonna fall back down. We fire the coach. What I'm saying is the reason why you say you only you only hire a proven is because now you can go to the recruits. There's the resource, and we got a winning coach, so that's going to jump me to the front. The number one person that's going to jump you, because the so-called thing for Deion is he knows the kids and the kids love him. He can recruit you. That's the only reason why nobody said people go to Jackson State because he gonna coach you up. Because he literally went and got NFL coaches to come coach for him for less. It was not, he coach you up. Oh, look at Deion. Look how he is with the kids. When you see him, every time they celebrate Deion, you never see them talking about, let me show you his coaching thing and he made the decision. It's always about him joking with the kids or he doing something. Oh, look at him saying, let me play my band music. Let me play. It was the environment that they were saying he was going to attract kids to.
But that honestly, that's what a head coach is supposed to do.
That's what I'm saying.
So when you look, going back to all this other stuff, and I know people mad a lot of because of the HBCU. I know y'all can talk about the rest, but the two things I just want to put out there before we finish. For this, we shouldn't get upset if the man want to try to improve his coaching skills or he want to try to better his situation. He's going to the University of Colorado University, however you want to call it. He feel that he can be able to do something at a school that was basically garbage, right? Now he gonna try
garbage compared to.
No, I'm saying, but
the
garbage compared to the
Alabama,
the team that they're even in the Pac-12 that they're in, they're not considered one of the top tier schools anymore. So it's gonna be a challenge for him. And if anybody know Deion or he loves challenges, that's gonna be a big challenge for him. Now, for those people who say what's gonna happen to the HBCUs, what a lot of those PWI, why they be successful? Because of their boosters and their sponsors, right? The alumni feeding back into the school. There are a lot of HBCU grads. Why can't we tell them to feed back into the school to get us or get those HBCUs back to where they need to be or get them in the forefront? If Deion leave, let's go get into somebody else that's a big-time player. We can do that if they want to. But it's just that their priority have to be in that way.
Isn't there a study that HBCU grads graduate with more debt than a normal PWI person?
What you got to look at it as saying is that most PWIs are public. And like you just said, there's a greater percentage of HBCUs that are private university, right? And if you're not there on a scholarship, you got to get financial aid, you got to get student loans, you got to do all these other things in there. So, of course, it might be a little higher because we don't have so the HBCUs does not have enough money as per se as to give towards it.
Then that's what's the problem. Because look, I just typed it in. 4 years after graduating, black students hold almost twice as much student debt as their white peers, largely due to differences in interest accrual and graduating school borrowing. After graduating from college, 17% of black students are behind on their student loans compared to 9%.
You just said that's black student. That's not HBCUs. That's just in general. So what that goes back to shows. Even if we're not go back to the episode we talked about preparing our students to go to college, right? If we're not preparing them, if I want to go to, most people want to go to University of Miami, right? How much are you going to come out of your pocket for University of Miami? Almost $60,000 a year, right? That's more than some black people income, anybody income, but they want to go to because of namesake. What I'm saying is, if HBCUs want to get better, it's up to the alumni to pour back into those schools, to be able to offer more scholarship, to be able to offer more things, so student debt won't be as high if they graduate. So those are the two things I took out of it. Like, yes, Deion Sanders did great for the HBCUs. He started it off. So who's going to come up and finish? That's everybody. Everybody can feed into it, right? I got on my FAMU hat today, right? Never went to film, but I support HBCUs the best way I can.
And that's another thing too. We very territorial too, and like that's why some of the time I hesitate with buying some of the HBCU, because the first thing is you went there, or you like. Whereas I can put on a UM jersey and that person walk past me and just say, yeah, UM. Yeah. If I go to a HBCU, they gonna look, oh, you went there, or you get what I'm saying? Like it's a little off of that. Let me, before we jump, before I lost my train of thought, it's two things. I'm gonna tell you what makes Deion, and this my whole thing, and I think this is why Deion is getting the flack. When Deion went to HBC, when he got to Jackson State, Deion did not say anything about, oh, I'm gonna make the school better. We gonna win games. We gonna win conference. We gonna blah blah blah. What he said was, I'm doing it for the culture. God spoke to me and said we need to bring back these black communities, our black school. We've been blah blah blah. His whole thing, he came to us as Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, right? He used the black angle to get himself within the school, right, and portray to us something that he know we as a black culture, we kind of is a good and a bad of we drawn to it, our culture, right? We focus on that, and he focused on that to bring us in, right, to where we celebrated him. We lifted Deion name. We made him relevant to now these predominantly white schools can see him and look at a fanfare and look what he's doing. Look what I can do at a school like an HBCU. And when he left on the strength of I need money, it turned people off. I know it's wrong, but I get people need to make money. You need to feed your kids, whatever you want to tell us, whatever verbiage you want to use. But when you come to us as we coming on your heartstrings, as a culture, I'm coming to lift you up. I'm coming to be that guy to make change in this community. And all you did was, you put money in to change the facility. We didn't care about the facility. What we knew, when you said change, we meant meaning now we're going to get the more respect of these other schools. We're going to get the support and the understanding that these other schools, these white schools are getting because of you. You're going to bring that deal. You're going to have it to where organization like Pepsi, Nike, Reebok's going to respect us now because they see us as an opportunity just like those other predominantly white schools, right? And then when he left with that and just walked away because, I need more money, I need to pay, then it rubbed people the wrong way. And that's why I say it's okay for some people to feel wrong about, you can still like Deion and feel wrong about what he did. Because the way he came to us like he was selling a snake oil. You know, snake oil, they say that Taylor's gonna cure you, but it really didn't do what it's supposed to. So I think that's what rubbed people wrong. I think that's why people feel about the way he does and understand the potential of what he could have done when he walked away. And then secondly, I think he's gonna do Colorado dirty as well. I don't think he's gonna get fired from Colorado. I think he gonna walk away from Colorado because his son gonna be done. He's doing all this to ensure that his son is able to get drafted in the NFL. Because whatever school he go to, his son is gonna be the starting quarterback. Do you not think that the quarterback at Colorado, I don't know who the quarterback at Colorado is, might not be better than his son? We will never know because off bat he's gonna be starting. When he go, he's gonna be the number one on the roster. And I think those two things, and those two things is what some people understand and see to where now it feels wrong that Deion is there and when he left. And I think that's what some of us, and I myself, I feel that way too. I feel like he that's my take on it. That's why I'm happy for him if, that's what he want to do, but he did come to us with some snake oil. You know what I'm saying? So I think we can have this discussion. I think we can continue this dialogue between without it being. We have to bring in the black community in a negative way. It's okay for the black community to have discussions and don't agree and walk away and not tear down one or the other. Everyone is never going to agree about the same thing. It's okay to not agree with what somebody did and still support them and embrace them. It doesn't all we don't all have the same ideas. We don't all have to agree on what decision people make, but we can respect it. And I think we can move in a way to where we can have these open dialogue and discussion and continue to have the same goal, and it not be we calling somebody a hater, Uncle Tom, or whatever they call it, verbiage they call you when you don't agree with what someone's saying. Right? Any close out? All right. So that you saying something? You looking at us crazy? Okay. So again, I want to thank everybody for locking in, tuning in to the Dean's Office. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and again, like we stated before, when we get to that 100, we're gonna give a gift card away to someone that comment in the message or respond or whatever they want to do. And again, if you're the only one, I guess you win, I guess. But once we hit that 100, let's get to that 100 subscribers. And once we hit that, we'll do a giveaway. Matter of fact, we'll go through a couple of episodes and see the people that comment, and then we'll pick from them. All right? No problem. All right. So, again, thank you for supporting. Yo.